Good morning. I hope you're doing great. We have priorities in our life, at work, and with all other commitments that we have. However, if we do not prioritize these priorities, we are going to fail to accomplish any one of them. Let's call these priorities, in Brian Tracy's terminology, the frog. It's a book that I recently read. The book is called Eat That Frog. In this book, the writer summarizes the most important elements that you have to do to accomplish the task that you have. Your frog is your most important task, because this is a metaphorically used term. So the frog, you're not, of course, going to eat a frog, but frog is the most horrible thing that you are planning to do today. It's the most important task. If you do not do this task, everything else is going to seem very marginal. The second most important point of this book is, if you have two frogs, eat the ugliest one. What does that mean? If you have two priorities, you need to focus on the one that is really most important, not least important. There might be some temptations by some people to focus on things that are less important than most important, because these titillating feelings that people get when they do these marginal things that distract them from doing the most important thing, whether at work, at home, or in any sort of setting or context. The third most important point of the book that I want to highlight here: if you have to eat a frog, don't procrastinate on it. That means don't push and keep pushing the deadline or the time of commitment. Just do it in time. I try to do the most important thing on a daily basis, because you never know what happens tomorrow. You never know what happens in the afternoon. You never know what happens in the evening. So it is really important to prioritize and to not procrastinate. To procrastinate is just to keep pushing things for a later time. And I'm blamed sometimes of doing this thing, especially with English courses that I intensively try to provide to learners. But sometimes there's this kind of feeling that tells me, this is the inner voice, let's say, that tells me just pause, relax, have some rest. But do not overuse that kind of inner feeling or inner voice. The writer of this book also, Brian Tracy, has 5 key points that I really need to highlight for you to understand before navigating the next stage of your life and the task completion that you have. Point number 1, the key to reaching high level of performance and productivity is to develop the lifelong habit of tackling your major task first thing each morning. The second point is, think about your goals and do them daily. Every morning when you begin, take action on the most important task you can accomplish to achieve your most important goal at the moment. The third point is, think on paper. Nobody denies the importance and the magic of papers. Writing things on paper is really important. It just contextualizes the kind of plans and checklist and bucket list or the kind of duties that you have. Always working on a list is very important for people to crucially conceptualize the kind of thing that they are planning to do. And the last point is, your ability to choose between the important and the unimportant is the key determinant of your success in life and work. So these are the key points of this book. Now, I'm not going to mention all the details of this book because it takes a very long time to go through the details of this book, but I really think you should enjoy reading this book. This is probably a book that I recommend for you to read this month. It is also going to change your mind about so many things that you may take for granted in life and at work. Have a wonderful day today.